If you have found yourself opening this presentation, it is probably because you are a new user to Microsoft Teams or are involved in the COVID-19 course development project. We have developed this short presentation to orientate you to Teams and get you up and running as quickly as possible. So, most likely you have received an invitation to join a team. It can come in several ways. First, the owner of the team site could have entered you into its membership list and a Microsoft Teams auto-generated invitation was sent to your email. In this case, opening the email, you would simply click on Open Microsoft Teams to be directed to your team site. Alternatively, the owner of the team site could have copied a link to the site and sent it to you in a person-to-person email. In this case, you will see both a link to the site as well as a Join the Conversation. Clicking on either will take you to the team you have been invited to join. So on the left-hand side of the screen, you can see many teams. Unless you have been a long-time user of Teams, it is unlikely that you would see so many. For our purposes, we are going to dive into the team being used for course development, aptly named Course Development Initiative. We will focus on just two areas for this training, an orientation to the folder structure within a team and working inside folders. Now, I find Teams to be pretty straightforward, but one of the things I do find confusing is that it refers to folders inside of a team site as a channel. For example, clicking on the ellipses, that is the technical term for the three dots, the pop-up box mentions channel. For the purposes of this training, we will use the term folder rather than channel to refer to, well, the folders under a team site. So starting at the top level of the course development team site, you will see a folder for each of the courses to be developed, as well as a General and a Start Here folder. The General folder is one that is auto-generated by Teams and is primarily used to log major activities like when the owner of the site adds new members. For the most part, you can ignore this folder. The Start Here folder has been created as a kind of home base, a place for especially new users to find general information that is being shared across all the different course development teams. In our case, there is already a folder called Using Microsoft Teams Orientation Guide, which contains documents, guides, and videos, including this one, that are intended to get people started in Teams. Now let's dive into one of the specific course folders. Selecting Calculus, we see that there are 4 subfolders. Selecting Course Development, there has already been created folders for each of the course modules and the specific elements that make up the modules, like learning objectives, assessments, and labs. You should note, while we have set up a standard organization, we are looking to the course development teams for suggestions as to how to modify the structure to better suit their needs. At the same time, we do want some relative consistency of structure across the teams in order to support discoverability of information. So you know where to find information and where it should be placed. How do you actually work inside folders? On the top navigation bar, if you select Files and then select New, Teams opens up a dialog box which allows you to create a new folder or a number of document types, Word, PowerPoint, Excel. Selecting Upload will bring up a familiar dialog box allowing you to navigate to a place on your computer, network drive, or cloud storage and upload an existing file. Back at the top navigation bar, selecting Posts allows you to have chats or threaded discussions with others. Enlarging this one chat, you can see an attachment, View Original Email. This indicates that the person that made this post actually sent out an email and copied it to the team site. This was accomplished by, again, selecting the ellipses and getting the email address of this particular team site. But why send an email and copy your site? Well, one of the problems with working on a team often is finding information that was sent in an email, in a chat, as a comment, in a document. Over time, by having all communications go through the Teams site allows you to use the global search function in Teams to find information regardless of its content type or what folder it resides in. Moving to the bottom of the screen, there are just a few items to orientate you on before we conclude this training. While you can reply to an existing conversation above, at the bottom of the screen you can start a new conversation. Mousing over the icons, you can see that you can change the formatting of the post, attach a file, add an emoji, GIF, or sticker. The icon that looks like a video camera allows you to meet now, which is to say start an audio or video conference as opposed to scheduling one of them on a calendar. Say you're trading posts with someone or collaborating real time together on a document, and you find that a quick video call would likely expedite working through an issue. The Meet Now option makes this possible. That concludes our orientation to Teams. We hope that this provides enough information to get you started. If you would like further training on Teams, we would suggest accessing the 3 free courses offered by LinkedIn Learning. I would remind you that in collaboration with the UNC System Office, LinkedIn Learning has made available over 24 of their courses to universities. Direct links to these free courses covering various learning management systems as well as online tools can be found in the Moving to Alternative Instructional Formats document on the digital learning site at dli.northcarolina.edu. John Fauci, Director of Special Projects at the System Office, is conducting virtual office hours to support Teams training. Drop in and join John on Tuesdays or Thursdays at 11 a.m. to ask your questions about Microsoft Teams or to share your own advice on using Teams. Finally, reach out to John, Eric, or me if you have any other questions about the use of Teams.